What if I told you that the most powerful lesson about resilience and survival doesn't come from humans, but from an animal? What if I told you that in nature, some creatures endure more hardship than we can ever imagine, yet they rise again, stronger than before? This is the story of one such creature, an animal that was left to die, abandoned by his own. Yet he fought back, and his journey will change the way you see your own struggles forever. Stay with me till the end, because this story holds a lesson that might just change your life. Kairo's journey began long before he became a king. From the moment he opened his eyes, he was different. Born with an injured leg, he was smaller and weaker than the other cubs in his pride. While his siblings played and trained, he was often left behind. He struggled to keep up with the pride, and even his own father, King Tao, looked at him with pity rather than pride. The other cubs mocked him, calling him the broken one. But deep inside, Kairo carried a fire that no one could see yet. As he grew, his struggles multiplied. During hunts, he failed to catch prey, falling behind the others. He watched as his mother brought food to the stronger cubs first. His father, though loving, had little hope that Kairo would ever be fit to lead. One evening, Kairo overheard his father speaking to the elders. "He will not survive alone. If danger comes, he is the first to fall." Those words haunted him. He vowed that one day he would prove them wrong. But fate was merciless. One night, disaster struck. A rival lion, the ruthless Zuberi, led a brutal attack. The battle was violent, and Kairo's father fought valiantly, but was overpowered. As the pride scattered, Kairo tried to run, but his injured leg slowed him down. He called for his mother, his siblings, anyone. But no one came back for him. He was left behind, alone in the vast and merciless savanna. Days turned into nights. Kairo wandered, his hunger gnawing at him like a relentless fire. He tried hunting, but his weak body failed him. The few scraps he found were stolen by scavengers. He faced endless dangers. Jackals circled him, vultures watched from above, and hyenas laughed in the distance. At one point, he stumbled into a crocodile-infested river, barely making it out alive. Each night, he collapsed under the cold sky, questioning if he had any fight left in him. One fateful evening, as Kairo lay weak beneath a tree, he saw a lone gazelle fawn. It was an easy target. This was his chance. Summoning all his strength, he lunged, but missed. He collapsed, his body too weak, his spirit shattered. As he lay there, something stirred inside him. A fire, a will to survive. He had to fight back. He lunged again, faster, more determined. This time he succeeded. That night he ate his first real meal, not given, not stolen, but earned. He wasn't just surviving anymore. He was fighting back. As months passed, Kairo trained himself. He learned from watching other predators, how leopards stalked their prey, how cheetahs used bursts of speed. He sharpened his senses, learning the sounds of the savanna. He became faster despite his injury and more strategic in his hunts. His body hardened, his claws sharpened. He fought off scavengers, even taking down a hyena in a brutal battle for food. His survival was no longer a question, it was a certainty. One day, Kairo met Django, an old leopard who had seen countless seasons. Django watched Kairo hunt and saw something rare in him. "You have the heart of a king," he told him, "but you are not yet ready." Django took Kairo under his wing, teaching him patience, precision, and stealth. A true king does not fight every battle. He chooses when to strike. Under Django's guidance, Kairo became a master hunter. He learned to use the shadows, to read the wind, to strike with deadly accuracy. He was no longer just surviving, he was becoming something greater. Kairo's journey was far from easy. He encountered a coalition of rogue lions who tried to kill him. He fought them off, learning the power of endurance. He crossed a desert during a brutal drought, nearly perishing from thirst. He faced a pack of wild dogs, outnumbered and injured, escaping with nothing but his will to survive. Each challenge hardened him. Each battle forged him into something stronger. The cub who had once been left behind was now a warrior. Years passed and Kairo grew into a powerful lion. His mane thickened, his muscles hardened, his eyes sharp with the wisdom of survival. But he had never forgotten his home. He knew he had to return. When he found his old pride, he saw the devastation left behind by Zuberi. The once thriving lions were now weak, living in fear under their cruel ruler. Kairo stepped forward, his presence alone making the others whisper. Is that Kairo, the cub who was left behind? He was no longer the weakling they had abandoned. He had returned as a lion reborn. Zuberi laughed at the sight of him. You think you can challenge me, cub? I crushed your father. I will crush you too. The battle began. Kairo lunged, but Zuberi was powerful, more powerful than any opponent Kairo had faced. Every strike was met with equal force. Every move countered. At one point, Zuberi pinned Kairo down, his massive paw pressing against his throat. This is where your story ends, Zuberi growled. For a moment it seemed like history would repeat itself. But then Kairo remembered everything he had endured. The hunger, the battles, the pain, the lessons. He wasn't that weak cub anymore. With one final surge of strength, he twisted his body, using Zuberi's own weight against him. He clawed at the rival lion's face, forcing him back. Then with a mighty roar, Kairo launched himself forward, sinking his teeth into Zuberi's throat. The fight was over. Zuberi fell, defeated. The pride stood in stunned silence. And then, one by one, they bowed. Kairo had done what no one believed he could. He had survived, he had fought, and he had won. Life will push you down, but what defines you is how you rise. Kairo's struggle mirrors your own battles, the rejection, the failures, the loneliness. But like Kairo, you are stronger than you think. Strength isn't given, it's forged through pain, resilience, and relentless pursuit. Every failure you face is like a storm in the savanna. It may shake you, but it will never break you. The ones who rise are not the ones who never fell, but the ones who refuse to stay down. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are in the making of something greater. Pain is not your enemy. It is your sculptor, carving out the warrior within. So the next time life knocks you down, remember Kairo. Remember that even the smallest cub can become the king of the savanna. Now ask yourself, will you rise? If this story touched your heart and reignited the fire within you, make sure to hit that like button. Let us know in the comments what battle you are fighting right now, and remember, you are not alone in this journey. And if you want more powerful stories that inspire, motivate, and push you to greatness, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because your next breakthrough might just be one story away.